purpose and talent and convert it to profit. And you're going to see tonight that there's internal profit and there's external profit. And as I've been doing these courses on confidence, on purpose to profit, I see a direct correlation between you finding that which makes you unique in the world, you learning how to package that which makes you unique, you learning how to market and distribute that which makes you unique, and you ultimately converting that to a profit, which means your business is producing a profit for you. And so many people reached out to us. We decided to do a special series tonight. We invited you to that special series on a 2-hour session called Purpose to Profit. And then we're going to be inviting you also to go deeper with us. I think coaching the 4-week series opens your mind. How many of you have had your mind opened over the 4-week series and you're thinking bigger? Okay. And you're dreaming bigger and you're thinking bigger. See, I believe that the 4-week series opens your mind. I believe the coaching changes your life. You know, I was speaking in Orlando yesterday, and right in the middle of my session with about 200 people, a guy on the front row jumped straight up. He's like, "Coach, I'm thinking so big. I'm ready to go do something." I'm like, "Man, you're right. It's right in the middle of my presentation." Right. But he was so excited that he just jumped right up in the middle of the presentation. "I'm doing something big, Coach." And I'm like, "All right, man, just see me when we're finished. We're going to do something big." Okay. So I'm excited tonight. I'm going to be working through some content, some very special content and frameworks that I've spent the last several years cultivating on a special framework on purpose to profit. And really the purpose to profit concept began as we were sitting around one day with our team, our purpose to profit team. And they said, "Coach, what do you really help people do?" And I said, I believe that my life's work at this point is helping people find their talent and purpose and showing them how to convert that purpose to profit, which means you have excess cash at the end of every month that you can then reinvest in your future wealth and reinvest in your passion projects and reinvest in your bigger future. So how many of you are ready to get started tonight and go pro with me and leave our amateur desires behind, right? And go pro with it. So I'm going to be working through a PowerPoint as I coach you and work through this. I'm going to be working through some key information that's going to help you really make this decision to go pro. So I'm going to share my screen, and then we're going to be working through this together tonight. There we go. I'm going to be sharing my screen there. Everybody see that screen? Just raise your hand if you can see my screen okay. Because we put together some special content for you tonight. Now, all of this starts with one big decision that you have to make. And if you've been in the coaching, you know that the word decide means to kill something off. The word decision means to cut something away. So to make the pro money, raise your hand if you want to make the pro money. I know I want to make the pro money. Raise your hand if you know somebody's making pro money. Okay, raise your hand if you know that you have the capacity to make the pro money, right? But something's got to happen to make the pro money. And what we really have to do is we have to leave our amateur desires behind and make a simple decision to go pro. I was thinking about in my life when I made these decisions to go pro. When did I personally decide to go pro? There was a year I remember I went pro in my faith. There was a year I went pro in my body. There's a year I went pro in my mind. There's a year I went pro in my spirit. And I could backtrack the key decisions that I made to leave my amateur desires behind and say, "Man, I am going pro." So the first step of going pro is really looking at what are the traits of an amateur, because the amateurs make amateur money. And what are the traits of the pros? Because the pros make the pro money. Now, when you're looking at these pieces of the equation, look at the comparison and contrast between these two groups of people. Number one, the amateur has sporadic and uncommitted actions. They don't have a consistency. They don't work a consistency. Okay. The pro takes consistent action. Okay. If you followed me around for a day, you would see me call on new people every day. You would see me follow up with people who are interested. You would see me work the red zone. You would see me kind of love on my top 25. You would see me plan events and schedule something in the future. See, what you would see me do is taking consistent, committed action, because I'm committed to going from A to B. And we're going to talk about that tonight. I'm committed to my B. And B is that dominant focus we're going to be working toward. Now, the second thing, when you see the pros, right? The amateurs are always thinking about it. Amateurs are someday people. Someday when this happens, and when this happens, and when this happens, and when I get it together, and on Thursdays my right toe hurts, and I got a blink in my eye, and I don't do it on Thursdays, right? See, here's the deal. The amateurs are always thinking. The pros understand there is no failure. There is just recalibration. I try things every day and I fail. Some things work and some things don't. Some things we knock it out of the park and some things we don't. Okay. So the amateur's always thinking. The pro fails forward fast. They make decisions. They cut things away. They're like, all right, let's do this. Let's try this. Let's try this. Okay. Number 3, the amateur has to figure it out themselves. I spend a lot of time drawing up on my Remarkable and my iPad the people I need around me to help go from A to B. And it's typically always a people and systems that you need. It's typically people, systems, and accountability that you need to go from A to B. If we knew how to get there, we would already be there. Can everybody agree? If we knew how to already do this, then we wouldn't need the help of other people. So it's typically people and systems and structures and accountability that help us get there. So the pro is seeking out guidance, mentorship, the coach in their life who can help get them from A to B. Okay. The amateur's always about to get started. The pro's already taken action, man. Pros are bold. They're decisive. I remember speaking in Chicago once, and a woman came up to me afterwards. She said, "Coach, you got me so motivated. I'm going to go home and I'm going to start thinking about getting better." And I said, "Hold on now. I got you so motivated. You're going to go home and you're going to start thinking about getting better." Is that what you told me? She said, "Oh yeah, that's how motivated I am." I said, let's go home and actually get better. Let's go home and actually do something. Okay. When in doubt, take an action. When I don't know what to do, take an action. When I'm afraid, take an action. I don't watch the news very much, but I was at my mom's house on Sunday seeing my mother because, when I go out on the road, I don't see my mom for a while, and mom's always like, "I read your book, $1 Million Follow-Up. Why aren't you calling me? Because I read your book about 7 to 15 touches." And mom had the news on, and man, about 10 minutes of the news, folks, and it make you scared to death to even go out of the house. You know what I'm saying? When I'm afraid, I take more action. Amateurs are always about to get started. They're about to do something. They're not taking action. And the amateur's unwilling to invest in the solution. The pro is willing to do whatever it takes. Meet whoever they need to meet. Get in the room with whoever they need to get in the room with. See, the pro is always working toward doing whatever it takes to be in the room with the people. It never ceases to amaze me when people come and spend time in our coaching programs and they go, "Oh my gosh, man, it's just so much better and so much deeper when I go deeper and I learn these concepts," because they're willing to get in the room. I think there's a lot of people on this Zoom tonight. We had 900 people register for this. There's a lot of people in this room who would tell you the power of getting in the room with the pros and working around a pro. Raise your hand if you've ever worked beside a pro before in your life. Raise your hand if you've ever seen a pro work or been in close proximity to a pro. Karen Gaither, have you ever worked with a pro? How many of you have ever seen or worked with the pro? Because if you've never seen or worked with the pro, right, Lori Moore, then you don't know what it really thinks. See, a lot of people think they're working like a pro until they really work with a pro. You guys remember that I used to have a program where people would come in and spend a day with me, and they would just watch me work for a day. And it was pretty good, although they were right there beside me all day long. And I did. And then at the end of the day, here's what they said: "Coach, I figured out one thing today." And I said, "Yes." And they said, "I don't work like you do." I don't make as many calls as you do. I don't follow up like you do. I don't work like you do, coach. You're a pro. And here's what they all said. Thank you for teaching me work ethic. Thank you for rekindling my drive. Thank you for showing me what a pro looks like. Okay. So you got to ask yourself as we start tonight, are you operating at an amateur level or a pro level? Okay. How many of you think you're operating at an amateur level? If you think you're operating at an amateur level in comparison to your potential, just type in the chat box. And because all progress starts by telling the truth about where I am and where I need to get to. Okay. All progress starts by telling the truth. Okay. And that's what I want you thinking. So if you're operating at an amateur level, but you know, you got some pro in you, look at all these folks on here. Thank you very much, Brenda, Shannon. Okay. Ready to go pro. Look at that, folks. Mary Ellen. I am an amateur, but here's the good news. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. All big stars started as a baby star that wanted to be big. Every big star started as a little baby star that wanted to be big. They were turned on to something by somebody, and they saw how a pro worked. And they said, man, that's the life I want. This is the life I want. This is the level I want to play at. This is the place I want to be at. This is what I want to do with my life. See, and that makes a simple decision. 31 years old, I made a simple decision, Troy. I'm going pro, man. I'm leaving my amateur desires behind. I retired from athletic coaching. I was scared to death. Didn't think I could live without doing that, guys. I was scared absolutely to death. And you know what I did? I took action. When in doubt, take action, because that's what the pros do. See, the first decision you got to make every day is a decision with you. First tell you got to make every morning is to you. First person you got to tell your person of interest is to you. First person, the first private victory you got to win every day is you. Okay. So every morning, here's what I want you to tell yourself. I am a person of interest. People are counting on me to show up, grow up, and deliver. We don't whine. We don't complain. We don't make excuses. It all goes to zero at midnight. It's going to be a fight, but we're going to find a way to win, folks. Now, think about the self-talk when you're talking to yourself about these things and you're making these decisions every day to go pro. Because until you make this decision, you cut something away, I'm going to know that you're not that serious. I want you to think about all the health leaders right now that you follow in this business. And I want you to tell me that they didn't make a decision at some point to go pro and level up pretty much all areas of their life. They've leveled up, right? And that's really what we got to do tonight, man. It's so the first step in you is we got to go pro. Now, once we've made a decision to go pro, we then move into what really is purpose. If we're going to convert purpose to profit, here's a stat I want you to remember. Statistics say that 87% of people will live their entire lives and never find their purpose. If you remember, many years ago, Rick Warren wrote a book called The Purpose-Driven Life. Any of y'all get that book, The Purpose-Driven Life? Okay, now let me give you a stat. 90% of all books will never sell more than 5,000 copies. 90% of all the books in the bookstore will never sell more than 5,000 copies, okay? It takes 10,000 copies to be a bestseller, typically 20,000 copies to be a Wall Street Journal bestseller. When Rick Warren wrote The Purpose-Driven Life, it was selling 1 million copies a month. Now, I'm like, what is the reason here? And I believe it's because so many people have not found their purpose. And when I saw the stat 87%, you know what I began to tell myself? I began to tell myself, guess what? Man, I got to help people find their purpose. How many of you have found your purpose through this program? Tammy Ray, has this program helped you find your purpose? Judy Gower, has this program helped you find your purpose? You've heard me joke, Bonnie, that very few people, I get there's not a person on this call that when they were a kid said, when I grow up, I want to be a health coach. How many of y'all, right? So here's the deal. You don't find your purpose, Lizzie Gossett. I think your purpose finds you. That's what I believe, okay? But it doesn't find you when you're sitting. It doesn't find you when you're not taking action. See, I'm getting excited now, folks. I'm getting warmed up now. Come on, Becky. I'm getting warmed up now. Okay. Your purpose doesn't find you when you're sitting there doing nothing. Your purpose finds you when you're taking an action. Okay. So when I look at teaching something, I'm sitting around one day and I go, man, I think part of my purpose is helping other people find their purpose. Isn't that interesting? If I said to you right now, what do you think your purpose is right now? Okay. And I just came to me one day. It's like, I think I'm supposed to be helping people find their purpose. And no matter when they come in and they got coached by me, people would always come back and tell me the same things. Cheryl Mabry, they would say, man, you help me think bigger. You help me find my talents, coach. You inspire me to go bigger. And it all came back to what I was really doing was activating a drive in a person and helping them find their purpose. So what is purpose? When you think about what purpose is, here are my definitions of purpose. Number one, purpose is usage of a unique talent in the world to solve a problem for another person. You guys have heard me say money changes hands when problems are solved. The bigger the problem, the more money people pay to solve that problem. Or if you get paid the same amount on each problem you're solving, the way to make more money is to solve that problem for more people. Imagine solving problems, Nikki, for 1 million people. Christy Smith, imagine you guys solving problems for 1 million people. See, money changes hands when problems are solved. But notice what I put at the end of that, in which you enjoy. Now, I'm going to say something really powerful here, so don't miss it. Just because you can solve a problem, it doesn't mean that's the problem you're supposed to be solving. See, I want to solve problems I enjoy. You guys have heard me talking about spending 4 years in the prison system, rehabilitating maximum security offenders. Now, let me tell you, I've been in some tough coaching environments, folks, but nothing as tough as going into a maximum security prison and walking through the yard and wearing a suit and those people yelling at me, and me going into a room where they had armed guards all around while I coached for 8 straight hours a day. And I did that for 4 years. Now, hear what I'm about to tell you. It was incredibly purposeful. The offenders would have copies of my book in their prison cells. Never let your past hold your future hostage. But I walked out of there one day and I said, although this is a problem I think gives me purpose, this ain't the problem I'm supposed to be solving. I don't want to spend the rest of my life doing this. Everybody see that? That's why I said, I want you to get joy from using your talent and solving a problem for another person. I want you to get joy in it. I want you to have fun doing it. I want you to walk out of there. I spoke yesterday in Orlando and those people gave me a standing ovation and they were so friendly, and every person got a book and I took pictures with them. And when I was finished, you know what I said? Man, that was fun. When can we do that again? See, that's how you got to be thinking. When you get purpose, Carrie Tyndall, you go, this was good. This was fun. I enjoyed this. Now, second thing of purpose is a distribution of your unique skills and talents. Notice it didn't say the latent, undeveloped use of a unique skill and talent. It said the distribution of a unique skill and talent. I actually believe that work is the distribution channel for your talents. Everybody hear that? Work is the way you can distribute your talents to the world. Work. How many of you work brings you purpose? When I was 25 years old and I was depressed and I was going through clinical depression and I went through a terrible breakup and I took an engagement ring back because I was going to propose to a person. We broke up before. The only thing that got me through that period of my life, guys, was my work. The only thing that got me through it. I was trying to stay motivated, not minute to minute. Karen, I was trying to stay motivated second to second, man. How many of you ever had a breakdown at some point in your life and you were just trying to make it minute to minute or second to second? And if you hadn't had one yet, you're probably going to have one at some point. Okay. So I had mine at 25 years old. Man, the only thing that saved me was work. The meaning and purpose, Brenda Brown, that I got from my work gave me so much purpose to fight through that tough period of my life. Okay. So you're distributing your unique skills and talents to the world. Okay. Now, Notice the next word. And this is a word you hear me say a lot. Exchange. Exchange. The way the world works is there is an exchange of your talent for a problem. Everybody see that? There's an exchange of your talent and fulfillment to help another person. Renee Whitaker, you built your life coaching and leading. That is really valuable when you use that talent to help other people solve their problems. Everybody see that? The talent only becomes valuable when it's used. Okay, everybody follow me? Kathy Child, you see where I'm going with this? The talent becomes valuable when I use the talent. It doesn't become valuable when it's sitting there. Okay, now this is the next one. It's called the fundamental relationship, and we're going to get into that today. Part of purpose is the fundamental relationship between your talent and your skill and someone else's problem. It's your talent and your skill to someone else's problem. Now, when I was 42 years old, I had a big revelation, Joyce Glenn. And the revelation was, out of all the things I could be doing, what I really loved doing was breaking down concepts and codifying those concepts and deconstructing those concepts and then packaging those concepts and then delivering those concepts to people. And I go, you know what? I can help people through delivering this talent to them. It makes them think bigger. They go do big things. And it all kind of started because we took a complicated concept and we made it simple and we coached them through that. It's a big revelation. I'm like, this is the relationship between talent and problem. So I want you thinking right now, if I pinned you down, I say, Carrie Bruner, what's the number one skill that you have? And what problem does it solve? And whose problem do you want to solve? Who do you love working with? Where you get joy and there's an exchange and there's anticipation and there's excitement and there's energy. See, when I was working through my Purpose to Profit notebook, my workbook, I wrote down purpose, energy, excitement, enthusiasm. See, you know it's part of your purpose when you look forward to doing it. Everybody see that? You know it's not part of your purpose when you dread doing it. You know it's not a talent if it sucks the life out of you, folks. Everybody with me? If it's a talent, it gives you energy. Okay? You don't have to eat. You don't have to sleep. You're all jacked up on energy. Okay? Because you're doing that which you are supposed to be doing. Now, this is purpose. Is this giving everybody a good definition of what purpose is? Is it making you think about your purpose? Are you seeing the formula? Now, this is all good, but it won't pay the bills. Okay? Shaniqua, we got to pay the bills. And guess what? Just knowing your purpose won't pay the bills. Just knowing your purpose won't put gas in the tank. I was in California last week. Gas was $7 to $10 a gallon in California. So unless we convert our purpose to profit, we never get to the ultimate level we're trying to get to. So how many of you know your purpose? And I'd like our coaches to pay attention to this, but you have not figured out how to make money with your purpose or the amount of money that you want to make. Raise your hand if you're not making the money that you'd want to make. Okay, thank you. Now, how many of you know a person in the health coaching business that is making the amount of money that they want to make? And they're living the life they want to live. And you're watching them. You don't have envy. You got intrigue, right, Gretchen Taylor? We don't have envy. We got intrigue. And we're like, how are they doing it? Guarantee you they're on point and they're distributing their purpose and they're turning that purpose into profit. Now, here is definitions of profit. And you may have never thought about this. 31 years old, I was a basketball coach. I didn't know the difference between an asset and a liability. Assets add. liabilities subtract. I went to the bookstore, Rhonda Thorson, and I said, man, I'm going to read a book on assets and liabilities. And I read a book called How to Grow Your Financial IQ by Robert Kiyosaki and Sharon Lecter. So crazy because she and I are friends today. And I was buying her books at 31 years old. Now I'm having dinner at her house. And it's so crazy because she was this woman that was writing all these books on financial literacy. And it was there that she said an asset adds, a liability subtracts. And I started thinking, well, what is profit? How many of you have worked real hard, got to the end of the day, been exhausted, but you didn't show a lot of money for the hard work you put in that day? Okay. Well, a business is only successful if there's profit. Okay. Now, here are definitions of profit. Number one, this is a Dave Blanchard term, internal profit. Something that fills your internal bank account. You did something today. I was getting text messages from people today that were in Orlando that saw me, and one woman sent me a video message, and it was so nice and sweet, and put a big smile on my face. And I sent her a message back that said, you made my whole day. You made my whole day by sending me that message. Now, here's the deal. That is internal profit. Although appreciate it, Karina Robinson, it still won't pay the gas bill. Okay. It was nice and it was a compliment, but here's my little theory, folks. If you have enough days of internal profit, of helping enough people, do you think eventually you can get to the external profit? See, if you were getting 30 of those messages a day, 50 of those messages a day, eventually that's going to convert at some point to monetization. So one definition is something that fills your internal bank account. And this business is a business that's set up to fill two bank accounts, in my opinion. It's set up to fill your internal bank account by helping transform another person's life. They do the work, you give them the program. Okay. But it's also set up to fill your external bank account. It fills your real bank account with currency. So I want you to remember this. A good business is a business that has excess cash at the end of every month. Okay, so Jessica Nielsen and Lexi Rodriguez, a good business, when I'm looking at a business as a business coach, I'm asking, how much revenue do you drive? Meaning, how much money do you bring in? And how much money do you have left at the end of every month after all of your bills are paid, after all of your expenses? And if you have leftover money, that's called profit. Everybody see that? And the way you're going to really build your wealth is you got to have leftover money at the end of every month. Jim Rohn said, here's the problem. Sometimes we got too much month at the end of the money. We got too much month at the end of the money. Okay. So profit fills your external bank account. So there's the definition right there. Excess cash left over after all of your expenses to reinvest in your bigger future. How many of you have a passion project that you'd love to invest money in? See, right now we're doing success schools for kids. Kelly Eisler's on here tonight who helps me with that. Takes money. Takes money to have web designers, takes money to build funnels, takes money to market. It takes money to do boot camps. It takes money. You can have passion projects, but where there's no profit, there's no mission. Every nonprofit in the world has to have money to make their mission happen. So excess cash at the end of every month. Now, here's the ultimate goal, what I'm trying to teach you guys in this special session, which is how do you use your purpose to create profits? By leveraging your talents to solve problems for other people. See, this is the exchange we're looking for. How many of you know someone that wakes up every day, spends 80 to 90% of their day doing exactly what they love doing? And they're running a business that is both highly enjoyable and highly profitable. How many of you know a person that's doing that in this health business? Raise your hand if you know a person that's doing it, that's built an organization. What are they really doing? They're using their purpose to create profits by leveraging their talents to solve problems for other people. Money changes hands when problems are solved. And if you can ever remember that, folks, then you begin to understand this fundamental relationship. Now, why would I want to go do this? Okay. Why would I want to go do this? Now, you guys have heard me talk about the difference between finding your why and because goals. How many of you at some point have been taught to find your why? You got to start with why. You got to find your why. Why do you do this? Well, here is the challenge with finding your why, in my opinion. I can still know my purpose, Jennifer Crumble. I can still know my purpose, but not be motivated to take action today. Is it possible that I know I'm supposed to be a coach? Is it possible I know I'm supposed to help people? But is it still possible for me to wake up in the morning and go, you know what? I don't feel like doing this today. How many of you, okay, how many of you have woke up in the morning and knew what your purpose was, but man, you just didn't feel motivated to do it? So I've done a lot of work and study on this. Do you know what I think motivates people? Their because goals. A because goal is a big reason to take action when you don't feel like it. Because somebody helped me, Carla Dean, when I was 6 years old, helped me to become a coach and affirmed and validated me. I made up my mind that I was going to help other people reach their potential in their life. Okay. Because Doug Wood called me, got me on the Optavia health program. I lost 30 pounds. I want to call somebody and help somebody else get on this program and lose 30 pounds. Because people could have given up on me along the way, but they didn't. I made up my mind I wasn't going to give up on people. Everybody see that? Because I want a nicer house, I'm willing to work the business 2 hours a day. Everybody hear that? Because I want a better car, because I want to stay in a nice hotel, because I want to be a good dad to my kids. Because of these reasons, these are big reasons that I would do something when I don't feel like it. See, tomorrow, when you know you should be working this business for 2 hours and you don't feel like it, Shelley Dobbins or Renee Ham, and you don't feel like doing it, or Linda Allen, you don't feel like doing it, I want you to remember something. I want you to remember your because goals. If I know what your because goals are, I know how to motivate you. So I'm going to ask Shauna, what's your because goals? Man, okay, so it's not find your why, Shauna. It's why do you want to do this? Well, I want a nicer house. I want a better life. I want my kids to do this. See, you are currently at A, that's your current position, and you are moving toward B. B is your defining ambition. B is where you're trying to get to. Every client that comes to you is at A, their current position, and they most likely don't like it. When they get frustrated enough, they'll do something about it. How many of you believe that? How many of you had to get frustrated before you got on the program? Okay. See, when you're thinking about this, I'm at A, and these are all the things that I don't like. See, when I do this exercise, I write down everything I don't like. Ashley Rich. And I go, these are all the things I don't like about where I am right now. And B is where I'm moving toward. Okay. I am moving toward my B. Okay. So what are my because goals? Now, let me show you 5 things that will keep you. Let me show you 5 things that will keep you from getting from A to B. Number 1, you don't have the knowledge you need to move from A to B. Okay. If you're ever wondering, okay, Elsie, if you're like, I'm stuck, I'm trying to get this business to the next level. Okay. And I'm stuck at this point right here, and I'm trying to get to this next level. And you're like, what is keeping me at this current position of A? it's going to be one of these things. Number one, you don't know how to get from A to B. Okay. If you did, you'd already be there. Number two, you don't have the skills you need to get from A to B. And those can be learned. This is good news. Number three, you don't have the prey drive. You don't have the prey drive you need to move from A to B. Number four, you don't have the confidence that you need to move from A to B. And number five, you don't have the relationships you need to move from A to B. Okay, so you don't have the knowledge. Here's the good news. We can go get it. Number two, we don't have the skill. We can learn it. Number three, we don't have the drive. We can activate it. Number four, we don't have the confidence, the boldness to go from A to B. And number five, we don't have the relationships that we need to go from A to B. I want you to type into the chat box right now. Out of those 5 areas, what are you missing the most? I want to see these. Okay. Let me see what we got here. All right, I'm seeing a lot of confidence, prey drive. Good. Thank you for commenting. Skills. All right, good. See, these are things that are prohibiting us from moving from A to B. Wouldn't it be nice if you knew how to get from A to B and you could get there? What is B? Profit. What is B? Taking purpose and turning it into profit. What is B? Excess cash at the end of every month. What is B? Susan and Roxanne, it's enough excess cash that actually is greater than your living expenses. Amanda Coke, wouldn't it be nice if you had enough excess cash at the end of every month? Right? Look at all these things, guys. These are things that are keeping us from moving from A to B. Now, here's the good news. We can learn these things. Right coach, right structure, right skills, right process. What I'm trying to do is teach you how to translate mission to moment. See, I'm doing about 35 to 45 high-value activities every day to move from A to B. B is very clear to me. This is where I'm trying to get to. My passive income is greater than my living expenses. Every day I wake up and I say, man, I don't feel like doing it today. But guess what? I got big because goals. So if you're coaching people, I would be asking them, what are your because goals? Why would you want to do this? See, there's a difference between why would you want to do this and finding your why. Okay? Everybody see that? We're translating mission to the moment. Okay? Now, let's get into the fundamental relationship. And I want you to think of the fundamental relationship between your skill and my problem. Okay? There's a fundamental relationship between your talent and skill. Talent is a unique skill that you have. You're great at connecting to people. You're great at getting people excited about their future. You're great at talking people out of quitting when they want to quit. How many of y'all are good at that one? Okay. You're great. You're great at affirming and validating. You're great at building leaders. You're great at articulation. You're great at, see, we got to find what your talent and skill is. I can't cook, guys. I'm geographically illiterate. Can't fix a car. There's so many things I'm bad at. But man, I can take a concept. I can break that concept down. I can package that concept and I can deliver it. And I can show people how to go purpose to profit. What is your unique skill and talent? If you think you know what it is, type it into the chat box. Okay, because I'm going to ask you a second question in just a second. Okay, I'm going to ask you a second question. What problem are you uniquely qualified to solve? What problem are you uniquely qualified to solve? See, when you say health coach, that's a broad term. Are you uniquely qualified to help me build discipline in my life, Patrick Reed? Are you uniquely qualified to get me to believe in myself because I've lost faith in myself? Are you uniquely qualified to take something complicated and make it simple? Are you uniquely qualified to talk me off the ledge when I'm trying to give up? See, what are you uniquely qualified? Do you know where your talent comes from? Your past. See, each of you were hardwired. That's why I call them birthday gifts. I believe they were given to you at birth. Here's the problem. You haven't found them. You haven't located them. You haven't opened them. You're not using them. See, and when you do this, here's what you're doing. You're trying to just sell somebody on a health program. No, you're using your talent in combination with the health program to help get another person from A to B. You're not the hero. They are the hero. You're the guide. And the better you become at guiding people, Carrie, the better you're going to get people from A to B. So there's this fundamental relationship. When I go out into the world, I'm looking for problems. I'm looking for opportunities because I know money changes hands when problems are solved. I'm looking for people who want to go pro. I'm looking for people who are bold and decisive. I'm looking for people who are hungry, humble, and teachable. I'm looking for people who have a desire to elevate. See, I'm looking for people who want to go to the next level. There's a filter. And then there's a fundamental relationship between talent and problems. Okay, I want you to think about the top health coaches right now that you admire and respect. And I want you to think about for just a second what unique skills you believe they have. Are they great at connection? Are they great at building community? Are they great at helping a person see their future? What are they great at? Christy Wicks, when you think about the top health coaches that you think about, I want you to think about what is it that they're really, really talented at. And I want you to ask yourself, what am I talented at? What problems do I solve and for whom? So we can solve small problems, which we call blue gills, or we can solve big problems, which we call blue marlins. A blue marlin in your world, guys, would be an influential person that you help, that then introduces you to large numbers of people. Raise your hand if you've helped a person on the health program that introduced you to large numbers of other people. Chad Hensley, do you have one? Okay, we're going to go find some because we're going to call those blue marlins. Okay, you already got your Coach Burt hair going, so you're souped up and ready to go. Okay, blue gills, small problems. Blue marlins, big problems. Influencers, people that can introduce you to large numbers of people. We got to get more intentional, folks, about who we're trying to help. So what we're really doing here is we're trying to understand how to find, how to refine, and how to do the deep work it takes to be great. Okay? The reason I like the fundamental relationship so much is because I'm constantly going out there into the marketplace and going, all right, who's got problems? Who's got problems that I can solve? How do I initiate a conversation? How do I connect to people? How do I locate a problem? How do I offer them a compelling solution? So write this down. Initiate. Number one. Number two, connect to people. Where do you live? Donald Hogue, how's it going? What's the weather like? See, I connect. Then I ask a simple question, and you guys know what that question is. What are you trying to do? Just the simplest question, but it is the most powerful question. When I was in Orlando, I was meeting complete strangers, and they came up to me after I spoke, and they'd say, Coach, thank you very much. And I would hand them my phone. Listen how simple this was. And I'd say, just put your name and number in my note section of my phone. And I just got one very important question for you. What are you trying to do? And they would tell me. And at that point, I have located a problem. Money changes hands when problems are solved. I want to lose 30 pounds. I want to fit in my jeans. I want to look good this summer. I want to play with my kids. I want to reconnect to my passion. I want to get out of something I hate doing See, some of you are like, where do I find coaches? Where do I find coaches? I can't build my coaches. Folks, less than 20% of Americans are engaged in what they're currently doing for work. That means 80% of people are looking for something else to do. Everybody with me? They're looking for something else to do. They're waiting for somebody to come into their life and go, man, you'd be really good at this. You could help a lot of people by doing this. Okay. If it helped you, would it like to help other people? So what we're doing is we're doing the deep work. Okay. We're doing the deep work that it takes to be great. Now, how many of you had a class in finding your talents? Okay. I went to college for 9 years, Kelly Eisler. You guys are thinking I'm real slow, aren't you? It's like, boy, that Tennessee boy, he's slow. 9 years. Now, I went to college for 9 years to pursue 3 degrees, undergraduate, graduate, and doctorate. And I never had one course in finding my talent. 360 hours of college credit. How many thousands of dollars of debt did I go into to get those 3 degrees? I mean, I was paying for my student loans, folks. I don't know, 35 or 40 years old. And I never had a simple class in what is your primary skill? Who can you help? Who would pay you to help them? So what's our 4 steps to our formula? I go out into the world and I meet people. I initiate. This is something you got to do more of. Initiate means outbound effort. Initiate means you're initiating. Initiating means, Andrew Chandler, you're seeing people out in the world and you're initiating a conversation with those people. You're bold, you're courageous, you're confident, you got knowledge, you got skill, you got desire, you're a professional, you know what you're doing. Your life has been transformed. You're going to transform other people. You're not afraid, you're not nervous, you're not scared. See, now it's time to do the deep work. And you say, man, I got a talent. And my talent is X. And it solves Y problem. And if I solve this problem for enough people, I'm going to make Z money. Money changes hands when problems are solved. The bigger the problem, or for more people you solve the problem, the more money you're going to make. And you're ultimately going to have excess cash, Deborah, at the end of every month because you want to help other people. Wendy Stapleton, I remember when some point in my life, after about third year of my business or fourth year of my business of coaching, I remember when I had $100,000 in my bank account of cash. And I was like, where did that come from? I'm like, how did that money get in my bank account? And it's because I didn't focus on the money. I focused on helping people. Then I remember when I had $250,000 of cash in my bank account. Then I remember I had $500,000 in my bank account. And I kept going, man, where's all that money coming from? It's just multiplying. And you know what is in direct proportion to, Carol Holmes? The number of people I was helping. The more people I went out and helped, the more that little bank account jumped up. I didn't sit there and watch it every day. And I didn't sit there and go, how much is in there today? And how much did it lose? And how much did it gain? I just focused on going out there and taking my talent and going, how many people can I help today? Can I help 100? Can I help 500? Can I help 5,000? Who can I get in front of? Who can I talk to? That's what I went out into the world and started doing. And the more people I helped, the more money I made, guys. And then I started buying real estate. The real estate was appreciating. And that's when I really started my wealth building cycle. But none of that starts, Troy Birdsong, until we have some excess cash. Brant, quick, you follow where I'm going tonight? Okay. None of this happens of you building real profit and wealth. And every one of you deserve to build that until you understand the cycle I'm talking about tonight of finding problems, using your talent to solve the problems, and this fundamental relationship that we have to work through. Okay. Now we're going to be doing questions and answers at the end. So you're going to stay around the whole way with me. We're going to be inviting you to go deeper on this because, man, I'm telling you, this is where it's at. When you figure this out, guys, it's going to unlock doors for you like you can't imagine. I think about all the health coaches that I've coached at a high level that have been in my upper level programs that have spent time with me, and they come to me and they're like, man, it's clicking, coach. It's clicking. You know what you did? You helped me find my because goals. You helped me go from A to B. You helped me understand the fundamental relationship. You helped me to go out there and initiate conversations. You helped me. I've seen some people grow their business 30%, 40%. Some people have tripled their business since I've been coaching them because we get down to the nitty gritty, as Kevin Elko says, the nitty gritty goals. And I'm like, what's your talent? How do you take it to the world? So I think there's a difference between starting with why and because goals. Okay. You can't start with why until you know your why, number one. But these are two separate things here. It's like, okay, tomorrow, Lori Moore, when you don't feel like doing something, I want you to remember Coach Burt saying, what are my because goals? I'm doing this because of these reasons. I'm down at our house in Florida. I flew in today to our house in Florida, and my sister's brothers here, his whole family's down here, and they each come to me one by one and thank me for all the work I put in so they could come down and spend time at a nice house like this. They walked over one at a time and said, I want to thank you, Coach, for all the hard work you do so that we can come vacation at a house like this with my sister. And that was the nicest thing they could say to me. But you know what it made me feel, Nancy Hoffman? Purposeful. The hard work had bought this nice beach house so these people could come down and spend time as a family together. My mom comes down here and she calls it babysitting the house. It's odd because now she wants to go to Florida so much. Never wanted to go to Florida until now. But now all of a sudden, Shelly Dobbins, mom wants to go down and check on the Florida house. And I'm like, well, how long are you staying? A week, 2 weeks? I don't know. We just taking care of things. Now, guess what paid for the Florida house? Elsie? What paid for that Florida house? Me finding my talent and finding which problems I wanted to solve in the world. Everybody see how clear I am? This is where you got to get to, guys. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a decision right here to go pro. And all progress starts by telling the truth. How many of you are ready to get really brutally honest with yourself? How many of you need a coach in your life to say, look, man, you're not going to get to the next level until you take care of these things. You don't know your talent. You don't have the confidence you need. You're not ready to go pro. We got to put you in training camp and we got to get you going pro. Okay. And going pro starts by telling the truth. Jim Collins called it confronting the brutal facts. Confronting the brutal facts. When I was 26 years old, 27 years old, I made $24,000 a year. I was working 80 hours a week. And although I loved it, purpose, it was not profitable. And I felt like a level 10 person, Yasmin, in a level 4 opportunity. How many of y'all ever felt like that before? I felt like I had a big engine. I felt like I should be playing at a higher level. I felt like I could be generating more revenue, but I was stuck. And I couldn't figure out how to get there. And I began hiring coaches. And I began going, help me. And I remember going to a thing called Achiever Circle. 3 days with this guy. And man, he just walked us step by step in a growth system, what he called a selling system. And this is how you go get clients. And this is how you go do this. And this is how you do this. And he made us go home one night and write down 100 times what we did for other people. And it had to be 100 different ways. So I went home and I go, what do I do for people? How do I help people? I do this, this. Then I went to them. I do this. And I had to write 100 different variations. And the next day we had to get up and give it in front of the entire class. And I would go, I help people do this. He go, nope, don't ever say that again. And they go, nope. And it took me to number 38, Carol Holmes. And he goes, that's what you do for a living right there, Coach. See, I had found that talent. So how many of you want to go pro tonight? Raise your hand if you want to go pro. Raise your hand if you're tired of living below the line, as Doug Wood would say. Tired of living below what you should capable. How many of y'all feel like you're level 10 people stuck in a level 4 opportunity right now? You got a level 10 vehicle to get you there. You're a level 10 person. That's what you got to start telling yourself, folks, man. I am a level 10 person. I got a level 10 opportunity right here in front of me, but I got to find my purpose and I got to convert it all the way to profit. So there's 3 keys to going pro. Number 1, you need to be ready to go all in. You need to be ready to go all in. You can't put 50 cents in a dollar machine and get a dollar water out, folks. You can't put halfway effort into something and expect to get all the way out return in something. So number one, you got to be ready to go all in. Okay. So we're going to do an exercise right here. And the exercise is where you're going to work through these questions. And when we're done working through these questions, we're going to take about 10 minutes. And it's very important questions. Okay. Because I'm coaching you right now, right? We gave you a special session tonight. We're going deeper on the concept. And then we're going to have some group shares. Number one. Okay. Number one. I want you to grab a pen and paper so you can work through these. We're going pro. You never see old Coach Burt show up to a training without a pen and paper. I'm ready to go. There we go. I see you right there, Amanda. Number one, what does your ideal B look like? What does B look like for you? I've done this exercise probably 75 times in the last 60 days. Anytime I'm on a plane, I go A to B. Anytime I have some free time, I go A to B. What is my ideal B? My ideal B is I live in Florida 3 months out of the year. My ideal B is I fly private everywhere I go. My ideal B is my company's doing 10 million in revenue. My ideal B is I've spent X number of time with my kids and my wife. My ideal B is I have this much profit left over. My ideal B is I'm buying real estate around the country to do retreats at, to help people. Everybody see that? It's your B, folks. It ain't mine. You need to write down what your B looks like. You go there in the mind before you go there in the body. Question number one. Second question. How much profit does your business currently generate? How much money do you have left over at the end of the month that you would consider profit? Meaning, paid yourself, paid your bills, and you got cash left over from the business. Number three, this is the fun one right here. How much profit do I want to generate? How much profit do I want to generate? Okay. My company operates on about a 41% profit margin. So I know if it goes out and produces $10 million of revenue, that's $4.1 million of profit. Everybody see that? So how much profit do you want at the end of every month? Number four, what is currently interfering with you achieving your B? I gave you 5 things, but what's stopping you from moving from A to B right now as it relates to purpose to profit? Number 5, what do I need to be willing to change or let go of if I want to be successful? Many of you got to let go of something. Many of you need to change something. Many of you need to sacrifice something. Sometimes you got to live out of your sacrifice before you live out of your surplus. Okay. You guys have heard me at 25 years old. I borrowed $2,500 from my mother to go learn something, the 7 habits of highly effective people, and changed my whole life. I didn't have any surplus. I didn't have any profit, but I was smart enough to get in a room with somebody who could teach me. I was smart enough to move toward people who could help me. And I was willing to invest the money. I didn't spend the money. I invested the money. And what they taught me there, Christy Ward, in that workshop that week, I learned to make millions of dollars from what I learned that week. Man, it's the best thing I ever did, getting in the room. Here's a big question. What are the consequences if I don't make real progress toward this goal? What are the consequences if I don't make real progress toward this goal? Now, we're going to take about 10 minutes, and I want you to work through these questions. Be brutally honest. What happens if I don't do something about this? How long am I going to stay here? How long am I not going to move toward my potential? How long am I not going to find my purpose? I'm not going to be one of the 87% of people who doesn't find their talent. See, I got to get you thinking like it's time to go. It's time to go pro, folks. So we're going to take 10 minutes right here, and we're going to work on this, and then we're going to come back and we're going to have some group shares. And thank you for sticking with me, because let me tell you something. The people who don't commit to things never, ever get to the other side of where they're trying to go. They just can't commit. Okay. And we got to teach you how to build that muscle to see something through to its conclusion. That's really what we're teaching you tonight. So let's take about 10 minutes and then let's come back and we're going to have some incredible group shares. right, folks. I was sitting there thinking about that exercise. Until you become intimate with your dreams, until you go there in the mind, but go there physically in the body, you never convert your purpose to profit. I'm telling you from a guy who's coached thousands and thousands of people. The taking action is where the profit is generated. It's not just by being on Zooms every week that you're on. It's by taking it and converting it to large amounts of action. Okay. And whatever action you got right now, I can tell you, if you're not getting the results you want, the action is not great enough. So let's do some group shares. I want to do some rapid fire. 3 people. Thank you, Amanda. I think I lost my dreamer. That's a good thing you're here with me, because what I do is I reactivate that dreamer. Remember, I can't cook. I'm geographically illiterate. Have a hard time making them little Optavia brownies. But let me tell you something. I can help a person activate that drive to go pro. Now, that's what the good Lord put me on earth to do. Okay. So let's do rapid fire. 3 people who want to share some of the group shares of what they learned during that experience. Okay. So I want to say first and last name when I call somebody up, and we're going to spotlight you to put you up there. And what I want you to do is work through exactly what you were thinking when you were doing that exercise. These are big questions, man. These are big questions that you got to answer. Okay. All right, let's go. Shannon Stiles. Let's bring Shannon Stiles back up. And I want to see what you got, Shannon Stiles, when you work through this exercise and what kind of conclusions you had as it relates to purpose to profit. It's all you. Rapid fire. You ready? Let's unmute you and get you going. Hold on. I can see you talking, but I can't hear you yet. There you go. Not yet. Let's see. Try one more time here. I almost feel like we're in a Verizon commercial. Don't you? All right. I'll come back to you. Let's work on that. I wrote Andrew Chandler. I'm going to bring you up, Andrew Chandler. Make sure you're unmuted when you come up, or unmute yourself and tell us what you came through when you went through that exercise. What did you uncover?
Well, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I found that the last 2 questions that you asked, I wrote down, I got to be willing to not be comfortable, be willing to put myself out there, bare my heart, my mind, my soul, do something different, be honest, trustworthy, vulnerable, passionate about what I'm doing, and actually live it, not just speak the words,
right,
but to actually follow through with what you believe or what you say you believe. And then what? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, keep going. You're on a roll.
Well, then for the last one is what am I scared of, or what will? Oh, I lost it.
What's the consequences if you don't make real progress? If you don't take action, if you don't go pro, what's the consequences?
Consequences always feel like a failure.
Okay.
I'll feel like I'm always going to be where I always am. I'm scared that I'm going to be stuck, scared that I won't ever be able to dig myself out of this hole. Yeah. Scared, and just to constantly live in fear.
That's right.
It's terrifying.
Now listen, folks, change is a function of 2 things. Pain, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired of something, or potential. And one of those 2, the cost of change is either greater than or less than one of those 2 things. So when he says, man, I'm sick and tired of living in this state, I'm sick and tired of not following through, I'm sick and tired of not going pro. See, at some point, boom, that switch is flipped. I call it. That's the title of my new book, Flip the Switch. And the switch is flipped. And it's like, I'm going. I'm done. Old me, new me. Old me, new me. Let's go. It starts today. Simple decision. We make a decision. Okay. All right. Let's see who else would like to go. Okay. We got time for 2 more. I see some hands raised. Andrew, I'm proud of you, brother, for stepping up. I love that. Shauna Aguilar. Come on, let's go. Bring Shauna up. Shauna Aguilar. All right.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. So it was really sort of emotional for me as far as what I need to be willing to change. That got me because I think I have a lot of guilt and doubt because I have paid to do coaching school and COVID hit and I paid a lot of money to do coaching school. I've tried to do things from home that created time freedom, and I feel like I've let my husband down. I don't have the business knowledge. I can make somebody do just about anything, and I'm good at it, but I don't have the business knowledge, and I think I carry a lot of doubt as far as what my husband, when I want to do something and he's like, oh, you're going to do this now.
Yep. Listen, what we got to do is understand one thing, folks. Fear is your friend. Doubt can be converted. So what's my rule? You guys have been coached by me. When in doubt, do what? Take an action. When in fear, take action. Most people, when in fear, they contract. Then there's a cycle. Man, I don't know if I can do it. Oh, here we go again. Oh, I'll never be able to do it. Okay. So when I'm afraid, and I do get afraid, just like you do, I do feel like I let people down, including my wife at times and my kids, just like you do. Right. But when I'm in doubt, I take action in any area of my life. I don't live in that insecurity or doubt. What I do is I take action. Okay. And that's what we're trying to get you to do. The pros are bold. They're decisive. They're risk takers. They're not afraid to fail. Everybody remember the habits of the pros? See, if you say, I want to be like that person, well, that person's bold. They're willing to do something you ain't willing to do. Both people have used the word sacrifice. They didn't use it that way, but here, listen, to get something new, you got to sacrifice something old, folks. You can't meet a new preparation with an old way of thinking. Okay. And so what you got to do is you got to say, look, there's a new me, man. I'm making a decision. I'm cutting something off. All right. I got time for one more person, and then we're moving on. And I'm going to start showing you my purpose to profit formula, which is a really, really important thing. So let's go quick on this one. Kathy Golderman. Kathy, you're up.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm being bold.
Come on.
When you talked about the characteristics, you said you got to be bold. I'm bold. I'm committed. I'm willing, and I'm coachable. So the thing I took away from this was be willing to tell myself the truth.
Yeah.
That's powerful. Like, don't even bother with the rest of the questions if I'm not willing to do that.
Right.
And so what I found eye-opening was Optavia has taught me to dream. So the because part was good. I can go there. Where I've had to tell myself the truth was, how much profit does my business make in a month? And I do all right, but I'm kind of supporting the household. So it's zero. It's zero. That's a tough reality. And then the thing was consequences. What's the consequence if I don't do these things? The consequence is back to a 9-to-5 job, unfulfilled, and work till I die. Well, I'm not willing to sign up for that life.
There you go.
You know, anybody that saw Doug Wood's post for Tia with the pool full of roses and all that, like, I want to love big like that on the people I love.
Yeah.
And the way to get there is to do what he did.
That's right. And it's going to take money, folks. It's going to take profit. I know a lot of people don't like to talk about that. I live in Tennessee. I'm in South, but I'm telling you, I have been running a business now for 15 years. And without money, I can't expand. I can't grow. I can't market. I can't host events. I can't have the kids' school. I can't execute on my because goals if I don't have any revenue. Okay. Now there's a direct correlation between your skills and how much money you make. The people who have the strongest skills typically generate the most revenue. Okay. And that's where you really got to tell yourself the truth. 25 years old, the truth was, Coach, I need to get in a workshop. I need to learn these 7 habits. 31, I need to go to a bookstore and learn financial IQ because I didn't know financial IQ. Man, I need to be coached by somebody who knows what they're doing on how to run a profitable business. These were big decisions that I made to go pro. And that's really what we're trying to do. I feel like my work with Optavia is helping you guys go pro and actually creating a little bit of tension in your life, enough tension that you'll step into your potential, that you'll actually quit talking about it. Okay. You probably Zoomed to death because you've been on 100 Zooms, right? But it's time to go do it. It's time to put it into action and create that. Now, what I want to do is I want to keep down this path of showing you how to go pro. And then I want to unveil my purpose to profit formula, because at some point soon, I'm going to write a book on this. And I'm going to break down step by step exactly what I did to build, to take a life and find my purpose and convert that purpose to money, and then use that money to go help other people to start the success schools. So the 3 keys to going pro: number 1, you got to be ready to go all in. Raise your hand if you're ready to go all in. If you're tired of playing below the line, if you're ready to go that. Some of you not raising your hand, folks, because you still got reservation. You got to leave your amateur desires behind. Number 2, you got to follow the right process. Wallace Wattles in The Science of Getting Rich talked about doing things a certain way. There's a certain way you got to do things, man. There's a process. There's a system. And so over the last 2 years, as I've been working on Purpose to Profit, I've been building that system step by step. First on yellow notepads, then on my iPad, and drawing it up and going, they got to do this, then you got to do this, then you got to do this. A step-by-step formula for taking purpose and turning it into profit. And here's the funny thing. I didn't know that was my purpose until I started going down this path. And still people started coming to my workshops. They go, man, it helps me. You helped me so much to find my dreamer, to reactivate my drive, to show me how to do this. So what I'd like to share with you is my purpose to profit formula. Now we've been coaching you over the last hour and 26 minutes. How many of you would like to see the formula that I use to go purpose to profit? Step by step. If I could show you the formula I use to go purpose to profit to generate millions of dollars. And I'm totally transparent. My business this month produced $600,000 of revenue. If you want to see my books, I'd be happy to send them to you. But $600,000 of revenue times 12 is 7.2 million. That's what my business is currently on path to do. But guess what I'm trying to do, Elsie? 10 million. I'm trying to get that thing to 10 million. Okay. So this is the formula that I'm using to get to those big numbers of 500,000 or 600,000 a month. Okay. Step by step, exactly what I'm doing. Okay. And I call this the perfect purpose to profit formula. It's a methodology. It's a framework. And this is really the pathway to get you from zero or wherever you are to at least $1 million of personal income. How many of you think it changed your life if you could make $1 million of personal income a year? How many of you think if you got to 250,000 a year of personal income, it changed your life? Okay. I'm a former high school basketball coach, guys. Remember me telling them they couldn't pay me any more money, so they gave me the driver's ed card. You guys remember me telling you that? And it had a brake in the passenger side. Talk about picking up your friends. And your car's got a brake in the passenger side. It was embarrassing, folks. People would say, what's the brake doing there? And I would say, man, it's just how they make these Bonnevilles. Don't worry about it. Okay. Just don't hit the brake when I'm driving down the road. It was embarrassing. Okay. But they couldn't give me any more money. So let's look at the purpose to profit formula framework. Number 1, I start with the habits of the pros. A habit is something that you do over a cycle of time until it becomes a way of life. We have bad habits and we have good habits. Okay. A habit is something you do when you don't feel like it. I call it muscle memory. See, in sports, I would teach my players to do it so many times that it was muscle memory. Hey, I just do 35 to 45 high value activities every day, right? Because it's what we did. It's what we got to do. So what are the habits of the top 1%? Here's what they are. And if you're taking notes, look at these. Number 1, remarkable boldness. If I gave you this one thing, Jolene, if I gave you this one thing, remarkable boldness, would it change your Optavia business forever? If you had the boldness to ask, to be you, unapologetically, push a message out, ask other people for something. One habit of the pros, remarkable boldness. This one thing helped 1,100 coaches in our coaching program that I was coaching health coaches for just a small window of 4 weeks They told me they got as much as a 30% increase in their business because of this one habit, remarkable boldness. Number 2, intrinsic motivation. How do you activate the prey drive to pursue every single day, even when you don't feel like it? See, we're going to go back to our because goals. See, if I know your because goals, then I'm going to know how to motivate you. What if I know my because goals? I know what motivates me. I know why I would do something when I don't feel like doing it. Amateurs listen to their feelings. Professionals do not listen to their feelings. I act my way into feeling. Okay. I don't feel my way into acting. I flew in from Orlando today. You should see me before I come on here with you. I was doing jumping jacks, push-ups in the floor, getting myself all jacked up and excited to do this with you tonight. Okay. Why? I'm acting my way into feeling, intrinsic motivation. Number 3, if I could show you how to connect, and this is something all the top health leaders, health coaches have, powerful connection to other people. You mentioned Doug Wood. I've worked with Doug Wood personally. Doug Wood hired me in 2018 when he saw me speak at 10X. He got up and ran up to the top, okay, to say something to me, and he tracked Eric White down, who was on my team, and said, where will Coach Burt be tomorrow? Because I'm coming wherever he is in the world. And guess where I happened to be going the next day? Phoenix, Arizona. Isn't that crazy? Where he lived. Of all the places I could be going next, I was scheduled to be in Phoenix the next day. Okay. You know what I watched about Doug? Incredible at connection. Tia, incredible at connection. Dan Valentine, incredible at connection. Hunsberger, incredible at connection. Preston Box, great at connection. Begins, great at connection. See, here's what I know, man, when I watch them. That's a habit of the top 1%. Powerful connection. Number 4, and many of you need this one. If I just got you this one habit right here, you lock in and you see it through to its conclusion. Now, this has to do with follow-up. This has to do with commitment. This has to do with you taking what you say tonight and let's actually follow through and commit to something and see that something through to its conclusion. You don't start and quit and start and quit and start and quit. You move, you lock in and you see it through to its conclusion. Okay. And the 5th one, maybe my favorite one. And if I could give my daughter just one of these, I would give her grit and resilience. I would give her grit and resilience. When you get told no 30 times, do you keep going? When you get knocked down, do you get back up? Now, I want you guys to look at these 5 habits of the top 1% of performers. This is the first framework within the habits of the pros and the purpose to profit formula that I've cultivated. So number 1, I start here and I teach you step by step. This is exactly how we got to do this. I got to help you get bold. I got to help your intrinsic motivation. I got to show you how to connect like a pro connects. Okay. Step 1 of the framework. Now, after step 1, after we got the habits of the pros, because if we don't have that, man, it's hard to get to the second step. But once we go to work on our habits and we act our way into feeling, we don't feel our way into acting. We then move to clarification of talent. Because my ultimate goal for you is to show you how to convert purpose to profit by leveraging talent. Okay. And I call it many times an ability. Dan Sullivan called it a unique ability. But what I want to do here is I want to show you how to hone in on what makes you unique in the world. Because you're a Navy SEAL, not a baby SEAL. I'm looking for special forces, Navy SEALs, Green Berets. Okay. I can tell Pam Hamilton wants to be one. Navy SEAL, not baby SEAL. I can just tell by how she hones in every time I'm coaching. Okay. I want to hone in on what makes you unique. What is your talent? There's a discovery to this. There's 4 big questions I ask people. There's a framework I use to help people hone in on their talent. Then I want to show you, once you know your talent, how to leverage your talent for maximum earning power, maximum impact, maximum income. There's a direct correlation between your skill and your income. Weak skills weak income. Everybody see that? Strong skills, strong income. Okay. And then I want to show you how to use your talent to close the gap. I'm coaching 5 people right now that are earning $500,000 a month in personal income. I was with 2 of those people yesterday in Orlando. Now, notice I didn't say 500,000 a year. Have I got your attention there, Tracy? Okay. 500,000 a month. Okay. I was with 2 of them yesterday in Orlando. They hired me to be their coach within 20 minutes of seeing me speak. And you know what they said? They came straight to me and they said, look, I lost some of my prey drive. I'm doing 500,000 a month and I've lost some of my drive. And they invested $80,000 for me to be their coach. Okay. And I was with them yesterday. And the very first exercise I had them do was A to B. What should you be doing? What is your real talent? Where are you trying to go? You know what they told me? They didn't have a clear B. They were just out there doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. See, I got to help you take talent, convert it to purpose, find problems, close the gap between A to B. Every move you make, you're moving from A to B. And B is your dominant aspiration. Some of you are doing things that have nothing to do with your B, guys. You're taking steps that's not moving you towards your B, okay? And time is a depreciating asset, meaning we're losing it every day. We're losing it every day. There was a woman in Purpose to Profit, 70 years old, that got into my coaching program. Here's what she told me. I've had a book sitting on my desk for 10 years I was supposed to write, coach, and I'm 70. And I said, you need to take that purpose, girl, and you need to convert to profit. She's been one of our top coaching students when she went through this process. She's more on fire than she's ever been. So what I got to do is I got to help you clarify purpose and talent. Then the third step of my Purpose to Profit is I got to help you master the fundamental relationship, because this is where monetization takes place. See, monetization takes place when you use your talent to solve a problem in the world. Okay. You use your talent to solve a problem in the world. Okay. It's the fundamental relationship, man, between what you're supposed to be doing and the relationship of who you're doing it for. And remember, there's 2 problems, bluegills and blue marlins. The big juicy problems, that's where the big money is. Helping lots of people, where the real money is. So we got to master this relationship. Okay. Now, what does that mean? I'm going to position your solution for maximum profitability. I got to help you get your businesses profitable. Raise your hand if you want to get a profitable business. Okay. Listen, 28 million small businesses in the world. Average small business is making $47,000 per year. There's not enough profit left over I got to show you how to become very profitable. Okay. I got to show you how to become very profitable. And then I got to decide the best business model for you. Some of you, the way you're doing the business is not the best way to do the business. And what I would really teach you here is how to go one to many, not one to one. How to come up with concepts, how to attract people to you, how to really have the best business model for you. Okay. And then I got to show you who will pay you the most money for your skill set through this health coaching business. Some of you have target markets. You want to go after these people. You want to go after this demographic. You want to go after this group. Some of you just go out into the world. I go out into the world and I know exactly who I'm looking for. I know the fundamental relationship between talent, purpose, problem. And that is where monetization takes place. Now, we've got 3 parts of the system. If we just help you with these things, how many of you think your business will grow? Raise your hand if you thought your business would grow if you just got these 3 things right. Okay. Number 1 would help your business grow, folks. Number 1. Okay. Now I've got some more. Okay. And I know we're pushing on time, so I may go a little bit past 7 tonight because I've got just a few more things to give you because I wanted to really go deep on this concept tonight. Okay. So number 4, this is a big struggle for so many people. How do you package your purpose? Package is anything the consumer can feel, touch, taste, or see? How do you create congruent products and services? Now, why do you guys think I do retreats? So Tammy Ray, do you know why I do retreats? Number one, because I enjoy the retreats. Number two, because the retreats are profitable. Number three, it allows me to do what I love doing, which is coach people in places I love coaching them. Okay. And people that come have sacrificed something, time, energy, money. You know what that means? They want to be there. They want to be there. That's a congruent product and service that solves a need in the marketplace. Teaching a skill or concept. Packaging, this is where a lot of health coaches just don't understand how to package. How do we help you take your special, package it into a story, into an explanation of value, into Facebook videos, into a book that you may want to write, into a podcast that you want to create, into a private Facebook group that would attract people to you, into a story of origin that would help you take your message to the marketplace. Okay. I want to map out your audience journey on your purpose and talent framework. So when you're working through these, when I sit down, I go, okay, how did I do it? How did I go purpose to profit? Everything's reverse engineered. We begin with the end in mind. What do we want here? Profitable business. How do we get there? This is how we're going to get there. Step by step by step. Do you know one of the number one reasons people join the health program is because your story of origin? Story of origin is the reason you, Corey Unsworth, joined the health program. It's your story. I got a story of origin. Raise your hand if you got a story of origin and why you joined this business. And the better you are at telling that story, guess what? The more people are going to sign up, the more excited you're going to get people. Most people don't have a good story of origin. They've never had a framework to explain their value. Okay. Now we got 4 steps of the purpose to profit formula. Habits of the pros, and there's 5 of those. Clarifying your purpose and talent, mastering what your talent is and what problem it solves through the fundamental relationship, and packaging your purpose and talent. We're just chugging right along through this. Boom, boom, boom. This is the exact formula, okay, that we've used to generate the kind of numbers that we've produced. Okay. Then marketing and distribution. How many of you need to get better at marketing? We all do. Marketing and promotion. I had my daughter watch The Greatest Showman, and I came back and I said, "What did you learn, sweetheart?" And she said, "Daddy, they were so mean to him." I said, "That's not what I wanted you to learn." Yes, they were mean to him. What I wanted you to learn is that he was a great marketer. He was great at marketing. He was great at distribution of a message of talent to the marketplace. So how do you do that, right? How do you do that? How do you create content? We pump out probably 10 to 20 things per day of content. YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing on TikTok, but I'm putting content out because millions of people watch it. Okay. Articles, blogs, podcast, distribution. How do you create content? Okay. Because that's part of attracting large numbers of people to you. Now, when you think about this, this is something that I had to learn myself. So I've been coached by some of the best marketing people in the world. Ed Milet pulled me aside. I'm sure there's some Ed Milet fans on here. And he pulled me aside after I spoke at 10X, and he said to me, "If you don't learn how to market your products and your talent," he said, "you're going to be the best unknown coach in America." That was a compliment. I went, man. And I went back and I started studying marketing, distribution. How do I get a message to the world? How do I tell a story of origin? What channels do I need to be using? Okay. If you notice, a lot of the top health coaches, I'm watching what Summer Moran's is doing when she's putting together her reels and she's telling a story, or Doug Wood's telling a story, or Tia Wood's got a concept, kick fear in the face. See, what they're doing is they have content. and they're sharing that content with the world, which is attracting people in. And we don't need more money. We need more people. Right, Renee Ham? Can I get an amen on that? We don't need more money. We need more people. How do we get more people? We create concepts and we market and we promote. Okay. Doing a before and after, folks, is one thing to do. It's just one. Okay. What I would be showing you is how to do 14 things at one time. How to attract large numbers of people to you. Which channels do we need to be doing? And then how do we convert that attention into profit? Yesterday in Orlando, I picked up 178 new people. We converted that to a 4-week series. We will probably get the leaders in that room to get all of their people on a 4-week series. We'll probably convert that to at least $100,000 or $200,000 of revenue. Why? Content, distribution, get their attention, give them information, create leads, convert that to monetization. There's a formula here. Get in front of people, collect data, offer them to go deeper, keep on moving the ball down the field, folks. This is an area we could all get better. Now, look at what we got. Purpose to profit formula. Habits of the pros, clarifying that purpose and talent, mastering that fundamental relationship, repackaging or packaging your purpose and talent for distribution, and then marketing and distribution. Now, Eric White on my team talks to a lot of coaches. I'm sure he's talked to you guys or some of you, and he does these strategy sessions many times. And a lot of our coaches do strategy sessions with you. And after those strategy sessions, he comes back and he tells me the same thing over and over and over and over. He said, these health coaches need a system to go out and generate new business. And he said, Coach, you have the system. It's called legacy selling, which is a movement and circulation. And how do you get in front of people? And he said, this is one of the number one things they need. This based on thousands of phone calls, thousands of talking to our clients that have been health coaches. It's a system to go out and generate and acquire clients. How many of you would like to have a system to acquire clients all the time? If I could show you how to generate 3,000 leads in 90 days, would that be valuable for you? If I could show you how to get in front of people, attack a day versus have it attack you. I saw one person on there say, how do I do this as a single mom? I feel that because I was raised by a single mom, and that woman was always hustling, man. She was always hustling. She was doing this. She's going to her nursing job during the day, working at the shirt factory at night, trying to get me to the ball field. I get it. I get it. She taught me get up and move and circulate, and we can make it work. We'll figure out a way to make it work. Okay. How to generate annual income in 30 days. What if I could show you how to make more money in 30 days that you make in a full year? And is that possible? Okay. Remember, when I was at high school basketball coach, I was making $25,000 a year, guys. $25,000 a year. Now our goal is $25,000 a day. $25,000 a day. And that's possible. Okay. It's possible if you just know how to do it. What is a funnel? Most people don't know that. How do I generate leads? How do I follow up on those leads? How do I convert those? That's why I wrote the book, $1 Million Follow-Up, guys. Okay. This is part of the legacy selling system. Now, when you put all of this system together, you start to see that there is a real formula here for converting purpose. We got to find it. We got to get the habits, got to find the purpose. We got to know what the relationship is and with whom. We got to package that purpose. We got to distribute that purpose. And we got to go out and we got to promote, and we got to use that selling system to go through there and work out there and generate leads and follow up on those leads. Now, how many of you see a missing structure in your life and in your business right now that this structure would help? Okay. Most all people I coach, no matter what production levels they're doing, is missing one of these pieces of the equation. Okay. And this is me looking back. This is me after getting to 500,000 plus a month, looking back going, I love my life. I'm helping a lot of people. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. How did I do it? And better yet, how can I help other people do it? Because this is a significant game changer for people. Change your financial life. It changes everything. How many of you have had a coach on your team? You've helped change your financial life, and it changed everything for them. I'm telling you, folks, this is where the purpose to profit is. Now, I said there's 3 things you got to do to go pro, 3 keys. Number 1, you need to be ready to go all in. When opportunity presents itself, you got to take it. They used to have a saying, Debbie and Melissa, when opportunity knocks on the door, you let it in for dinner. Here's what I say. You go create the knock. Don't wait for it to knock on your door and then say, come inside. You can create the knock. Number 2, you need to follow the right process, the right system. Remember, I told you need accountability, you need structure, you need coaching, you need a formula, and you need a person in your life and a group of people, a coach that's pushing you toward your goal. Number 3, you need to have the right support and accountability. So one of the number 1 things I hear people say, I need accountability. I need the pray drive activated. I need the motivation to go do it every day. I need to be involved in a group of people who's helping me play at a higher frequency, folks. Now, when we were putting this together, I said, what can we do to put this thing together that's a purpose to profit essential program? And based on all the feedback I've gotten from probably over 5,000 health coaches, I wanted to put something together, and I wanted to invite you to what we put together, okay? And I told you tonight when you came in, I was going to invite you to something. I invited you to a special session so we could spend 2 hours coaching. How many of you feel like this session has been good? Has this been valuable for you? Okay. Laurel Alford, you didn't say, I didn't see you say it was good. I love that hair color. If I could get my hair looking like yours, Laurel, we're going to be in good shape. Okay. Now, if you think it's been good tonight, I want to invite you to do something with me. I want to invite you to a program we've created called the Purpose to Profit Essentials. Purpose to Profit Essential Program. And in this purpose to profit essential program, say that 35 times, purpose to profit essential program, here's what I'm looking for. It's a 5-month program designed to give you the process and the support you need to build this thriving business that we've been talking about, guys. It's a 5-month program. I believe sessions like this open your mind. How many of you had your mind open tonight? How many of you had your mind open in the 4-week series with me? See, programs like this open the mind, but they can't change your life because there's too much depth that has to take place. Coaching is not something you did one day. It's something you do. All the Olympians have a coach. All the top people have a coach. Coaching is engaging people in a set of systematic behavior. It allows them to do something tomorrow they cannot do today. So this program looks like this: 35 people, 35 Navy SEALs. That's what I'm looking for. They're Navy SEALs, not baby SEALs. 5-month program. Here's everything that we're going to give you when you enroll in the program. Number 1, monthly purpose to profit workshops with me, where I break down each framework each month. And we spend an entire month on each framework of the 6-step process. Okay. Now, how many of you think you'd be better off if you had that kind of coaching every month with me? And we went deep on these concepts. Okay. Number 2, weekly support and accountability. You have weekly accountability. Accountable to what? Accountable to structure, accountable to a coach, accountable to a process, accountable to the other 34 people in the program. Okay. Weekly support because you need the right coach, the right system, got to be the right person. Okay. Now, what does that look like? We have a special coach and special coaches that are highly trained to unpack my material with you. Our head coach is Natalia Diane. She's coaching a lot of our purpose to profit people right now through this structure every single week. And we're going to bring the coaches up in just a second so you can see some of those coaches. So when I come in and teach every month, every single week, you're going to have different assignments. We're going to break those assignments down. You're going to have coaching and accountability with actionable steps. So when we get through with you, 5 months, we're going to work through that framework. Here's what I expect to happen. You're going to show a significant increase in your business. You're going to have a clear framework. You're going to have the accountability and structure that you need to go out there and take action on these things. Okay. You're going to be supported by your coach weekly. to ensure you stay on track. Right now, I don't know who's coaching you right now, but I have coaches in my life. I have coaches in my life that that are helping me, and they're helping me stay on track in different areas of my life. And I have conversations with those people. Okay. Now, Caleb said I'm drawing on the screen. I don't know how I'm drawing on the screen, but somehow I'm drawing on the screen when I'm hitting this. All right. Number 3, we're going to walk you through a proven week by week curriculum designed to equip you with everything that you need. You see, this is the process: weekly accountability, weekly coaching through the unique process that we have. Okay. Now, we're also going to give you monthly purpose profit workshops virtually, weekly support and accountability. How many of you think with these things in your hand, you would really take that purpose and turn it into profit? How many of you believe it would help you? Okay. Okay. And I can't see everybody on here, but I can tell you, I know it would help me. Now, private client community. One of the best things we do is put you into a private Facebook group specific to this group of people that want to be in there and encourage each other and fight for each other and believe in each other. Listen, these are Navy SEALs, folks. These are people who I believe in the next year are going to explode their businesses. And what that explosion looks like, just like me when I went to that workshop when I was 25 years old, changed everything for me. I borrowed the money from my mama. There's old mama. If we could give mamas a hand, man, all the mamas out there in the world that make something happen. Now, when we were putting this together, we were looking at this program in comparison to some of our other programs. 5 months, 35 people, weekly coaching for me, accountability, structure, and coach, working through each of those things. And when my team asked me what I thought this program should be, I said, man, I think it should be $10,000. We sold this program for $25,000, probably $100,000 of value in this program. But I said, a lot of these coaches are getting up and they're getting started and they're trying to make it work. And I said, what I think it's worth is a lot more than this. But what I think would be helpful to them is if we offered it to them at $54.97 for the program. 5 months coaching with an accountability coach, with me coaching you, private group. And I said, man, they need $500 to secure their spot today. Some of you may want to apply for financing. That's what we did in our last Purpose to Profit. This is a modified version of the big program I did not long ago. And if you qualify for financing, you can get programs, financing as low as $148 a month. And many people did that in my last Purpose to Profit program. Now, when you're thinking about this, there's people out there who want to get started tonight. Okay. And you're serious about getting started tonight. And you're saying, man, I'm ready to enroll. Put me in there. I want to be a Navy SEAL. I want to get started with you, coach. I want to be in your program. I want to break down the formula. I need the coaching and accountability. And I'm willing to put my investment in me. You're not investing in me. You're investing in you. And you're investing in you to learn how to go pro, how to make the pro money. And so for those of you that want to enroll tonight, you're going to go to joinp2p.com. Okay. And you're saying, I'm in. Sign me up, coach. Joinp2p.com. Now, when you go to that page, you're going to have some options. One's going to be to enroll if you're ready to get started tonight. One could be that you want to look at the financing options. One is going to be that we have coaches that are there to answer questions for you about the program in a group setting, or to answer any questions that you might have, to give you the information you need to take action on the program. Okay. Now, a lot of people that are health coaches also go through my Micheal Burt School of Speaking, Coaching, and Writing, which teaches you how to package a concept, how to generate thousands of leads, how to speak in front of people, how to write, how to coach, how to be basically a person that does what I do. And that program is typically $5,000. But for the people who take action tonight on this program, we're going to be able to offer you this at a discounted price of $3,000 if you want to go through the Micheal Burt School of Speaking, Coaching, and Writing. Okay. Now, a couple things. There's an enrollment deadline. So you've got the Purpose to Profit 5-month program. You got the option to add the Micheal Burt School of Speaking, Coaching, and Writing at a discounted price because you're on here with us tonight. And I really think every person should go through that. Every coach that wants to be a big time coach should go through that program, in my opinion. Okay. And you go to you go to join p2pnow.com to get started. Now, here's the roadmap. And I'm going to bring the coaches up so you can see our coaches. I got an enrollment deadline to get this package. 11:59 for you late night owl folks on Friday night, this Friday. Okay. The program will start on June 30th. 1 p.m. will be your first session with me on the 30th when we start working through the formula. Okay. For the people who take action tonight, I like to reward people who move. I like to reward people who are bold. For the people who take action tonight, about 11:59, we're going to give you Monster Producer, my coaching program, which is a $5,000 to $10,000 coaching program. The foundational content, Monster 1.0, 2.0. We're also going to give you anything I do virtually at the lodge. And that's big because I do person of interest at the lodge. I do flip the switch at the lodge. I do all of these big boot camps at the lodge. And we're going to give you access to those virtual summits that I do at the lodge, completely free as part of your package. And we're going to give you my entire online academy, which has thousands of hours of content in it. And every time I do something, it goes into that online academy. That alone is a $10,000 value. So if you're out there and you take action tonight, say, I'm in, you're really getting probably $25,000 worth of coaching, folks. Okay. Based on the fast action bonuses and everything that we're going to give you. And more importantly, we're going to give you your purpose and help you figure that out. We're going to help you find your talent. And we're going to help you go make some serious profit with that talent. So I'm really, really excited about that. Now, questions, Q&A that people have. How does this work? It's real simple. Every month, you're going to have coaching sessions with me in a small group. You're going to have weekly coaching with a small group coach that's trained in our content. Our head coach, Natalia Diane, who we're going to bring up here in just a second. Okay. You're going to be in these coaching cycles with us, especially if you take fast action bonus, because you're going to be in weekly coaching with me. You're going to be in online academy with me. You're going to have access to the virtuals. So we're literally going to go real deep with each other there. Okay. Do I guarantee results? Listen, it works if you work it, folks. That's the number one thing I would tell you. It works if you work it. I could show you health coach after health coach that I've coached, opened their mind, expanded their business, and have gotten serious results. It won't work unless you work it, just like anything. Can a business partner or spouse join me? I consider a spouse or business partner one. So yes, they can go through the program with you. And many of you may be partners that go through that. So yes, they can go through the program with you. Do I need to travel to do this program? No, you don't need to travel. It's going to be online. We're going to work through it every single week. Okay. And we're going to get you across the finish line. This is really essential to your purpose to profit journey. Now, if you have questions, we have a coaching zone that you can go to at joinp2pnow.com where you can ask questions to the coaches. How does this work? How does it work with this? What's this? And they're going to put you into a private Zoom with those coaches. You could ask any question you want to ask. Okay. Now, why don't we bring our coaches up, Caleb, and let's see the coaches so people can see who some of our coaches are. If you got questions that you want to ask those coaches, you can go into the coaches room and you can talk to the coaches and ask them any questions. You just go to p2pnow.com. That's where you go. Okay. Caleb, do you want to bring the coaches up? I've seen Natalia there. Look at all them good looking coaches. So there's our whole coaching squad, folks. If you have questions for the coaches, you go to joinp2pnow.com. They're going to put you in the room. And these are some of the best coaches in the world. I'm telling you, they are kind of our purpose to profit coaching team. They're incredibly professional. They know exactly what we're doing, exactly how to do it. And they're going to be right there to help you go pro and take this thing to the next level. Now, so thank you, coaches, for being so coachable. And thank you for being on here tonight. And thank you for helping us get these folks across the finish line to the next level. Okay. And then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to go back. Natalia Diane is our head coach. She's going to be leading the weekly sessions. And so if you've worked with her, then you know that she's wonderful. She's incredibly smart and she's incredibly talented. And we get tremendous feedback on people that are working with Natalia Diane. So she's our head coach over our coaches. She will be working with you throughout the weeks just like I will on those weekly sessions of Purpose to Profit. So join p2pnow.com. Some of you are ready to go ahead and take action, and you're ready to rock and roll, folks. And you're like, where do I go? Man, I go right here. So what am I going to give those 35 people? Monthly Purpose to Profit workshops with me. Okay, with Coach Burt, not Coach Kurt. Okay, you're going to get Coach Burt with those 35 people. Weekly support and accountability. We're going to give you that private client community, and for the people who take action, because I reward them action takers. You're going to get Monster Producer, which is my biggest coaching program. You're going to get anything I do virtually at the lodge, which is a lot, typically 1 to 2 boot camps a month that you're going to get virtually. That would all be part of your package. Okay. And then you're going to get access to my vault, which is years and years and years of my most valuable content. And you're going to get all of that for the ridiculously low price of $54.97. You just need to put $500 down to secure your deposit, because I'm only taking 35 people. And, or you can work to get the financing if you're interested in the financing based on your credit. And we had lots of people do that at our last Purpose to Profit event. So this is it, folks. I feel like we're going to have some folks here. Okay. I feel like we're going to have some people who want to go through this cycle. Find your talent. Find a big problem to solve. Find, refine, package, promote, and profit. Take the profits and put them into some passion projects that you might have. I'm excited about this. Purpose to Profit essentials. Now, I've got time for just a few questions. If you want to ask me personally a question, for the people who stayed the whole time, man, I'm proud of you. You know what that's a sign of? Commitment. I know I told you I was going to give you 2 hours. I gave you 2 hours and 6 minutes. Okay. Because I believe in always over delivering in what you promise. Okay. So if you're out there and you have questions for me, the coaching zone will be open until 10 o'clock tonight. So no matter where you are in the world, if you go to P2P, right? If you go to P2P, join P2Pnow.com, the coaches will be there till 10 o'clock tonight. They will also take one-to-one coaching calls over the next couple of days. If you want to book a one-to-one call with the coach over the next couple of days, just go to that page, join P2Pnow.com, click book a one-to-one coaching call. And that's what it looks like. Join the coaching zone, book your one-to-one call. Okay. These are central time zones. That's correct, Troy. Thank you for that. Okay. Join P2Pnow.com, book your coaching call, get in that coaching zone, and ask any question that you want. So do you guys have any questions for me tonight about what we've been talking about? Our coaches are there to serve you and help you. And I need a coach to coach me in how not to draw on the whiteboard while I was doing the PowerPoint. I kept trying to figure out who's drawing on my PowerPoint. And guess what? Sarah, it was me. I don't know how I was doing it, but somehow I was doing it. Natalia's got a question. Go ahead, Natalia.
Here we go. Hello, everybody. It's been amazing seeing all of you here. Just the chat on fire. Coach Burt on fire. Thanks, Coach, for bringing me up. I'm about to head over to the coaching zone, but I just wanted to double check. Are we doing a 50%, like a buy one, get one 50% off for spouses and business partners? I thought I heard you say that, but I just want to make sure I was clear on that.
Yes. Can you explain that so everybody's clear on that? If they want to bring a business partner, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So, excuse me, for anybody who is interested in joining the program, whether it's with your partner or business partner or your spouse, then you will be offered, I'm so sorry, I got some background noise here. There we go. Then you will be offered a 50% discount on your second ticket. So it's a buy one, get one 50% off for you and your business partner or spouse.
Nice. Now,
Awesome.
Natalia is our head coach. So in our coaching programs, it would be a combination of me coaching you and she coaching you. She's coaching. How many people are Purpose to Profit group are you coaching right now in our last Purpose to Profit, Natalia?
Oh, wow. Yeah. We're doing, our last group is about 46 people.
Yep. And we're getting,
and I'm personally coaching about 13 of them in the elite group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
So
we got an
amazing group. Like you said, these are Baby SEALs becoming Navy SEALs, Navy SEAls becoming even better Navy SEAls. So yeah.
Special Forces, Navy SEAls, that even
exactly. Special Forces. I'll see you guys in the coaching zone.
Yep. Natalia will be over in the coaching zone if you want to talk to her. She's got a great energy. Okay. Is this exclusively for Optavia coaches? This group is all health coaches. So we only promoted it to health coaches. So when you're in these groups, they will be all health coaches. The last purpose profit event I did was open to the public. People actually paid to buy tickets to that. And then about 40 something people purchased the package and got into our coaching cycle. But this one is actually just for those 1,500 health coaches that I've been coaching over the last 4 to 5 weeks, or anybody inside the health coaching community that we've shared that with. Okay. Will this be offered again? This is a bad time. You know, Stephanie C., I don't know. This initiated when we were getting so much feedback from we're coaching 3 big health groups right now, about 1,500 coaches. And they were asking us, can we do this? Can we go deeper on talent? And I'm like, I just don't have enough time in my 1 hour a week with the coaches. I really need to coach these people, and coaching is not an hour a week. It's over a cycle of time. And so that's really how this initiated. It's like, hey, let's bring this purpose to profit formula to them. So I'm not sure if I'll offer it again at any other time this year. It just came up because we felt like we were solving a problem in the marketplace. Terry, if you joined the Total Growth Academy Access to Monster Producer, if you have that package, then we would probably find something, Terry, to substitute, to add to your package if you already have one part of it. So let's say you're already in a coaching program with me and you have access to certain things because the packages have certain things, then probably what I would do is find something else to substitute of equal value, Terry, that you could come to. Could be a boot camp that you get access to that's not part of this package, that kind of thing. Is it 1 hour per week? Yes, it's typically 1 hour per week. Every month I kick off the first session and teach one framework. And then you would be working with Natalia every single week as your accountability coach. And she's going to be breaking down the content to a deeper level. Okay. So I come in and teach. Then you have access to the Monster Producer, foundational content for the people that take action, and you get everything virtually at the lodge. Folks, I don't know if I've ever offered a package for less than $6,000 with that much coaching in it. It's just a significant amount of coaching for a pretty small amount of money. Are there any discounts if your kid's in Success School? Thank you for asking, Camille, but those are two separate products. I can't give you a discount on that, but I could say thank you. You have the thanks of a grateful coach that you're putting your kids through my Success School. Will it be recorded? Yes, we record everything. We record everything because we know this. For example, there's 900 people that signed up for this tonight, and you were the 400 that showed up. So there's a lot of people said, will it be recorded? And yes, we record everything, and you will be able to go back and watch replays. How long are the sessions at the deeper level? Typically, the 1 hour per week, but you're going to have assignments and a private group that you're going to be working through. So it'll be you, these 35 Navy SEALs in this group, 5 months with me, with Natalia, with the private group. And if you get the fast action bonuses and really dig in there with me, that means you'd be with me every week. That you'd be with me every week through Monster Producer. Plus you'd be with me in your special session with me. Plus you'd be in the private Facebook group. Plus you would have accountability coach in Natalia. What nights are on Mondays, and afternoons on Mondays? Okay, 1:30 on Mondays are the training times. But like I said, if you miss it, we will replay that. We know you guys have a lot of health coaching things at night. We tried to not compete with those things, but offer those during the day for you. Okay. All right. Denise Cooley, do you have a question for me? I see the hand raised up. Okay, there you are.
Yeah, actually, I just asked it. Like as far as, hi, Coach Burt. As far as the time commitment each week that this would take between the coaching and the groups, and you have a guesstimation on that?
Yeah, I think your session each week is about an hour long, your purpose to profit session. If you choose to be involved in the Monster Producer, I do a 30-minute session every week at 12:30 Central Time. And then you will have some assignments. So all in, I think you're looking at no more than an hour and a half. And it's up to you to participate in as much of this as you want to participate, because you would have access to other things, the boot camps I do and things like that. You could always go back and watch those replays, but it's really
I
up
just
to
didn't
you.
know, like between you, between the group, between the assignments.
Yeah. No, I keep things tight. Typically, like I said, your session with me will be an hour. I'll be breaking down one step of the formula every month over the next 5 months. And then your sessions with Natalia will be around an hour. And it'll be, you also have assignments to do or workbook things to help you go deeper, because this is really a discovery, guys. This is a deep discovery. I wish I would have had this when I was 20, when I was in my 20s. Okay. Because nobody really broke all this stuff down for me. I kind of had to figure it out the hard way. So I think this is going to be a tremendous package for people. So thank you. And thank you to the people who are already taking action on this. Okay. All right. Let me see some of the questions over here. What time commitment? So I answered that. What is the Monster package? Okay. I have a business growth program called Monster Producer. We have about 900 people in that program. There's many, many health coaches in there, and it is business growth, which is what I think a lot of health coaches really need. I think you have a lot of inspiration, and that's very good. You have a lot of stories. That's good. I think what many of you need is a growth system, which is how do you initiate? How do you follow up? How do you generate leads? How do you convert people? You know, and that's really what Monster Growth is. And that package comes with an online academy and weekly sessions with me in 30-minute blocks where I break it down. So that's my business growth coaching program called Monster Producer. Okay. And you would have access to that if you take action on this program, especially that you have to take the fast action bonus to get access to the Monster Producer. Go ahead, Natalia.
Oh, no, I just wanted to let you know that I'm here. And sorry, I was actually just speaking with Terry in the chat, answering her questions. But anyway, just on the mindset of the amount of work that goes into this program, as Coach Burt says, you know, you're going to get out of this program what you put into the program. And as far as the amount of time that goes into it, besides the weekly calls that we have together, this program is not about you learning a bunch of content, right? There's education and learning that will take place, but the emphasis is on you integrating and implementing and taking action, as Coach has reinforced this entire time, taking action and getting into the work. So I would estimate, like Coach said, about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours on, you know, attending the calls and maybe doing some reflection and some journaling, some homework. But really the rest of the work comes in the action that you take as a result of what you're getting out of the program. Wow.
Wow. They're sending me the names of all the people who are taking action, Natalia. Look at this. Sarah, Heather, Charles, Amanda, Scott, Martha, Kimberly, Thomas, Shannon, Tony, Gretchen, Tanisha. I used to have a person that worked with me named Tanisha. I love that woman. Margaret. Congratulations, guys, on taking action.
Get some snaps.
Oh, she does a snap. I'm trying to teach my 2-year-old son how to do snaps. Okay. I do raise the roof. Okay.
Yeah, let's raise the roof.
All right. Somebody's asking, will the sessions usually be during the day? Yes. The sessions that I'm doing are during the day because we don't want to interfere with a lot of the health coaching things at night. But we do record. Okay. Now, if you're like me, I'm on the go a lot, and I go back when I'm in coaching sessions and sometimes watch the replays. Okay. So the fast action bonus, Stephanie C. Let's go back to the fast action bonus and let me bring that up just because Stephanie wanted to see it. All right. And Natalia, please help me not to draw on my board again. I don't know what I was doing. Okay, here's the fast action bonus, folks. By tonight at midnight, you have to take action. You get the Monster Producer foundational content, which means Monster Producer. That program right now is selling at $4.99 per month. Your investment in this is actually cheaper than buying Monster Producer by itself. Okay, which is crazy. All right, but that's the way we did it. You get anything I do virtually, which means when I do virtual summits or virtual boot camps at the lodge, person of interest, I typically sell these at $4.97 to $6.97 per virtual. that means you would get those. Okay. They'd be included during the next 5 months of your program. Then you get access to my online academy, which has got probably more content than anybody's online academy ever. At least that's what Brad Lee told me, who founded Lightspeed. He said, you got more content, man, than anybody. So the way to get all of that is by taking action. So you can put a $500 deposit down. You can take the whole thing and enroll now. You can work to get the financing if that's an option you want to take. And whichever route you got to go. You know, when I was 25, my mom was my financier. She financed the 7 Habits workshop for me. And I'm telling you, that's why I don't mind her using my beach house, folks, because mom gave me the seed money. Mom gave me the seed money to go through the 7 Habits. And man, it changed my life. I don't know.
Just raise the roof for mama.
I don't know. I don't know the way. I don't know the way. So when mama says I want to go to the beach house, I go, hey, go on down there, mama. Go on down there and enjoy it. All right, Kathy Golderman, do
Hey,
you have
Coach,
a question?
actually, real quick, Terry, I'm seeing Terry in the chat, and because I'm on from my phone, I can't directly message her back, but she wants to be able to sign up. She just signed up for Monster Producer, I guess just yesterday. So if you guys have signed up for Monster Producer and you're going to sign up, you want to sign up for the coaching program, go ahead and place your deposit down, and then we'll make sure that you get credited for Monster Producer for that as the fast action bonus. And then we'll get you signed up and set up with the Essentials program.
Yeah, we would just give you a boot camp of
Hey,
equal.
could you close it?
We give you a boot camp of equal value or something like
Exactly.
that's not part of your package. So thank you for signing up, number one, for Monster. That will change everything for you. This will change everything for you. Go ahead, Kathy. What's your question?
Okay, so I'm kind of a high drive personality. And so when I hear you say, and I'm all in, I'm like totally all in. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. The way you delved into those questions, like, anyways, we won't even go there right now. But my question is this. So if it takes 5 months to go through each topic once a month, am I going to feel like I'm experiencing growth?
Yeah, because the way I coach people, the way I structure my coaching, it helps you find your missing structures. See, what I really do is I'm like a tool maker, and I create tools that force you, the structure alone forces you to go deep. Right. And so if you remember when I was breaking it down tonight and I was showing you bullet points over each point, those will be part of your curriculum. The reason we show you that is to show you it's not just me rolling in and doing a Zoom with you. You know, like there's a real curriculum here for you to work through so that when you're done, you're like, I'm clear. I've got clarity, you know.
I think I'll be like, boom. That's what
Yeah. And Natalia is very tactical. I'm a tactician. We're tacticians, which means it's very tactical. Like the questions I ask you when I'm doing Talent Finder, probably in our whole lives, nobody's ever asked us those questions.
Yeah.
Not in that framework.
Well, and we're really working to see you guys move the needle, right? So every week we're reinforcing your A to B. You've got your 5-month A to B, your monthly A to B, your weekly A to B, right? And every week you're identifying what your needle mover is going to be. And so for those of you who are highly driven and want to start getting results, the whole purpose of this program is to start getting you momentum towards your goals and those results. And so every week you also have the opportunity, right, to do some live Q&A coaching where you bring what's front and center for you as you're working through the curriculum and also, towards your goals, that you get to bring people, or you get to bring these things to us, and we get to coach you right then and there. Because what's going to happen is as you bring your goals and also the things that you're facing, your challenges, to the group and do some coaching, it's going to also help give clarity and provide clarity to everyone else as they're learning through your experience. So it's a group coaching setting, but you get that one-to-one attention when you bring that to the call every single week.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And also just want to reinforce for those of you who have even more questions and also want to get some more clarity as far as like the depth of the program and the opportunity for growth in the program, the coaching zone is open, and we have some amazing coaches in there that can help, give you some more one-to-one time and actually help you determine, is this really the right thing for me? And how will this serve me specifically? They're there, they're ready to have these conversations with you, and we'll definitely take care of you over there.
Yeah, Denise Cooley's got a question there, Natalia. When I select the coaching zone, it's taking me directly to meeting registration for his Zoom. So let's work with that person, Denise Cooley. Yeah, the coaches are there to help you. They're there to help you identify your missing structure. And they're there to help you answer any questions that you have. This is kind of my special purpose to profit team. If you see me do these virtuals, that's what they're there for. So the coaching Zoom is a separate Zoom, Denise, and it will take you over there and put you into a separate Zoom. Okay, so if you do go over there, then let's put you over there because it takes you to another Zoom where you'd be on there with your coach. Okay, great question. All right, facing surgery, possible chemo and radiation. If everything goes expected, he put. Then is this possible? But what if I run into a wall physically? Carla, I think that'd be a special situation we just have to work with. It sounds like you know, I think this would be good for you, but I think we would just have to, you know, kind of address that as it come up because sometimes life happens and, you know, we try to get a win for everybody. That's my ultimate goal is to get a win for everybody. Stephanie C, what kind of question you got? Where's Stephanie C at? Okay, thank you, Carla. Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
Coach. Got
There
to
you
be
go.
real here. Thank you
Boom.
so much.
Thank
First
you.
of all, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mhm.
I really appreciate you so very much.
Thank you.
And I come from a sales background, and I still feel like I need to learn. Every salesperson
Yep.
has to go through sales training every year, at least
100%.
every year. So my question to you is, you've on this path to whatever you've got, if I
Yep.
have additional questions that I want to say in front of everybody here, and I want to talk to one of your people, but I want to try to make a decision tonight, how do I do that?
Can I hop in, Coach?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Stephanie, so are you curious about whether or not you should go to the coaching zone or book in a one-to-one?
Yeah, I don't know where to find somebody to talk to after this is over if I have some questions.
Perfect question. Perfect question. Great. So on your phone, you see that yellow button there that says Coaches Zone?
It says join the coaching zone.
Yep, perfect. So once you're off this call, you'll hit that button, and I'm actually in that room right now as well with Shelly, and then we'll place you with the coach where you can either get your questions answered there, or if you want to book one-to-one with somebody, we can get you in tomorrow. But there's coaches in the coaching
Get
zone
that
right.
monster thing tonight. See, he
Yep,
wants the
yep.
action
So there's
people. So we've got
perfect.
some
Yep,
questions.
the coaches are in the coaching zone right now. So as soon as you get in there, they'll be able to support you with that.
Okay, so it says meeting registration, and that's for tonight, right?
Yep.
Correct. Yeah. So
That
you
would
just put
take-
in your
Thank you.
information just as you would to
Yeah,
join
and
the
that
call.
would take you
Thank
to that would take you to a coach, and they would be able to answer all your questions and get you enrolled.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for being so
Appreciate
coachable too.
Thanks, Stephanie.
And also, I would love to know about your retreats.
Yep.
Is that on your website?
Yep, we
And
do.
how much do they cost? Because I don't live too far from you. I'm in Atlanta area. So
Well, if you look at the Micheal Burt School of Speaking, that's a retreat. That's a 2-day retreat at the lodge. With this package, we're offered a discount on that particular retreat on the
Mhm.
Micheal Burt School of Speaking. But I typically do certain boot camps and retreats on a monthly basis. They are
Mhm.
both at our lodge in Tennessee and both here at our house in Florida, in
Okay.
Watercolor, Florida. So people come in. So yeah, take a look at that and see which ones you like. But the Micheal Burt School of Speaking is discounted with this package if you take it.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, I see some questions there. I'm seeing people take action here. Man, it does my heart good to see these folks take actions. All right, I got a question there. I'm going to send you, Natalia, via email that I got.
Perfect.
Okay. They're moving on, folks. They're getting signed up. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let me see. And I've got a question here. Pay 5 million also for per month. Okay. Yes. If you, I'm I'm getting a question via message here. So has anybody got any other questions that we have on here?
I just want to, we're about to wrap up the call, guys, because it's already 7:30 Central Time here. So if you do have any further questions, we have an entire team of amazing coaches here to support you. So you just want to pop, after this call ends, go ahead and pop over to the Coaches Zone. It's at that yellow button on the dashboard where it says, the link should say joinp2pnow.com. And that will be where you can get the rest of your questions answered. Somebody did just ask an email when the calls with Coach Burt are and when the coach calls with myself are. So Coach Burt is going to be leading the first call every month on Mondays at 1:30 p.m. CST for an hour. And every subsequent call for the rest of the month will be with myself at the same time on Mondays, 1:30 p.m. CST. Okay. And any other questions that you have, please go ahead and join the Coaches Zone, and we'll be able to support you and make sure that you get all the information you need so you can make a decision. Join p2pnow.com.
p2pnow.com. I had a hard time saying that tonight, guys.
Yeah.
Say that.
It's
Say
a tongue
that.
twister.
Say that 25 times back to back.
Yeah.
Okay. So Natalia, I think we've got wrapped up questions here. And
Awesome.
so just go over to P2P. If you have any questions or need anything, then please let us know, and we would love to help you. And thank you, guys.
Perfect. And then,
coaching.
and just last thing, Coach, before we wrap up, for those of you who are not able to hop onto the Coaching Zone immediately following, feel free to hit the other button, which is book a call with the coach, and you'll be able to get on one-to-one with one of our coaches, and they'll be able to speak with you today or Thursday or Friday. Okay, so you can use that link on the dashboard to go ahead and book a one-to-one call so you can get some time and they can support you in the process.
All right. Thank you, guys. God bless you.
Great work, Coach.
Thank you.
See you guys in the Coaching Zone.
Get in that Coaching Zone. See you guys.